Good morning. Sarge here, Syk Outdoors. So, as I've probably said before, amateur hour for YouTube. However, maybe somebody's interested in this. So it's kind of our first attempt at completely off-grid. Just making sure that the Jackery setup that I have, how long can it function? What can it get us to? I will say my small Jackery was more than able to sustain us in the tent overnight with lights and CPAP machines and fan blowing, but it got us through the night. Used up all but 18% of the Jackery 300. So I think if we travel far from home, we may upgrade to the 1000. I didn't bring it with us this trip, but it did bring the 3000, and the 3000 was at like 97% when we left. I have the 12-volt fridge on eco mode, maintaining about 33, 34 degrees, and we left the house, it was 97% charged, and I think may have used 5 to 7% of that this morning. So we got the panels set up for the Jackery 300 to rejuvenate that. So as long as we have sunshine, the 300 is fine to handle our overnight adventure. But it definitely would become a problem if we couldn't recharge with solar. But having said that, I think that 3000 all by itself would handle everything that we need to do for days and days and days and days. So we may experiment with how would we set that up, maybe run some cords up into the tent and see where that gets us for the night. But outside of that, my little 2-burner stove worked great yesterday. 5-pound propane tank, first use on it. We did fill up the shower tank and pump some air into that just to try to do dishes with it. Did not have a good gauge of how much water we put in it, and that ran out quickly. However, pressurizing the tank, operating the shower, yes, it will function. So thankfully we brought our little 3 or 4 gallon water container for backup, and so that'll be good. The Devos light is amazing. Money very well spent. Love that yellow or orange filter on it, keeps the bugs and stuff away. And the tent's proven. We stayed in it for what, 6-7 days in Pennsylvania. Very comfortable. We were fine in there. So we are at a hip camp location in Jasper, Missouri. This is a operating farm. We have horses behind us, a big lake we're gonna fish in today. The sunset yesterday was beyond amazing. I was speechless. I just absolutely couldn't believe it. And some of the reason why I chose this location was because of the open fields around us. We're surrounded by cornfields. You don't hear cars, you don't hear anything. We are in a farm's yard basically, but if you haven't checked out Hip Camp, I encourage you to do so. You know, the campsites across the United States just fill up so fast, you have to book a year out, and there are just thousands of places like this where you're free to camp. Last time we stayed in a horse rescue out in the pasture, and that was for an overnight, but was nice. It was our first night in the tent, and it just was great. But today we're testing our electrical to see how far we can go. I don't want to get too far away from home and not know what we can and cannot do. So I'll flip this around and see if we can give you a quick tour. So here it is. Most of you have seen that. That's our Devos light there. The sun's just peeking over the top of that barn. So, got our stove set up. This was kind of our first trial run at our attempt of a table, but it works out nice. Can actually slide those drawers out a little further and get a little more distance with them. So Knuckles continues to take good care of us. If my abilities ever matched the abilities of this Jeep, I think I'd be in trouble. So for now, we have the 12-volt fridge, the 3000 set up there. Easy enough to roll the window down a little bit and get some cords out of there. So you can see this absolutely amazing location. It's supposed to be a beautiful day in the 80s. That's kind of why we raced out today to do this. So we see our visitors here hanging out with us. Yiska's on patrol. He desperately wants to get out there and play with these 1,000-pound dogs that he is quite certain would just love to let him chase them all over the field. There's a pack of about 5 or 6 farm dogs here that he successfully chases away from the campground with his excitement and enthusiasm. So this is where we are. I have every intention to be back. The sunset. It's fascinating. I'll try to tag some of those in this video. Anyway, thanks for joining. Thanks for those that are slightly interested in this ridiculous adventure. Once again, Sarge, Syk Outdoors. Catch me outside.